Okay. Okay, we're 2 minutes into the stream. It's always the time I like to turn my camera on, say hello, see if things are working. Anybody's here. How everybody doing today? Wearing my Twitch tie-dye shirt today. Yeah, the last time I was wearing a shirt and tie, so I feel a little underdressed. All right. Well, I'm going to be giving Mistress Mord a call via Discord, and we'll see if she answers. We shall see. We shall see. Start a video call. We might be connecting. We might be successfully connecting. It's a little hard to tell. We might not. It's a long distance connection, as you know. So far, I just see the dots circling around, but it does show a connected call in the window there. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, hello. Okay, hold on. Let me get my audio working. Okay, try talking now. Oh, I have to count.
I'm an idiot. Don't worry about me.
Not at all. Not at all.
I just I made a whoopsie.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can adjust my display here. Okay. So that actually should be showing. Hold on a second. Okay. I think something happened there. Screen pop out. Okay, try talking a little bit, and let's see if we can have a conversation. Okay, I might have got some of the technicals working.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously the lag between us. I haven't sent out anything.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm just making sure I'm not getting double audio sources from you because I'm having you come in through the capture. Hold on. So, how are you feeling today? What kind of mood are you in? What's happening? What's happening? How do you feel?
My headset isn't working, so I was trying to figure that out.
Well, you just got it. It's brand
And
new,
I
right?
found out. Yeah, I found out it's a common issue. There's like a whole forum going on since the new Windows update. So I don't know if they're going to fix that. What's going on?
And the other question I had, you speaking of equipment, is you remember you got a loaner camera from your expensive Sony camera that broke?
Yeah, there's a lot of things I need to do to get that to work. I don't know why I can't charge it. I don't know if my whole charger's messed up from my previous camera.
Wow. But it
Um,
doesn't do anything at all. I mean, they sent you a loaner, it doesn't work at all. It doesn't charge. Wasn't or does it do
it
some
doesn't
things?
charge. I can't tell if it works or not because maybe it just doesn't charge. So I don't know if I'm gonna just take it back and be like, does this thing charge? And then it's my charger, and then I'm just too scared to find out what all is broken.
Well, your streams are great because you're great. You know what I mean? The technical stuff is not as important as being a talented streamer.
Just not having good luck this year.
Well, yeah, but there's a demand for your product. There's people who want to see you, and they'll find you one way or another. So
Yeah,
we're gonna fly.
I'm using my phone for now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing I was thinking about is instead of buying another camera, I'm thinking if I ever bought another camera, don't buy a camera, but buy a phone, but just don't buy the cellular. I don't want to use it as a phone. I just want to use it as a camera, right? Can you buy a phone and say I don't want the phone part of it, or like a used phone that doesn't, have the cell part of it, and just use the camera and the Wi-Fi part of it? Is that what people do?
No, I think people just literally. So I know there's TikTokers that were doing like multi-angled streams like across their whole apartment, and they were just buying tablets. So
Well, the great thing about the phone is that it will fit in the holder inside my ring light. You know what I mean? They're designed for that kind of thing, and a big camera might like a tablet wouldn't do that. So, but I would think that
yeah, you have to
you
get a
you could
specific
buy a
stand.
phone. Yeah, hi Tracy. This is a nerd. This is our nerd. This is definitely a nerd broadcast. Okay, so for the people coming in, Mistress Mord has asked to go on a tour of Tokyo, and I have a beautiful map of it. Now this is nighttime, but we are actually going to take off during the day, and I've chosen a very unusual little plane called the Quickie experimental plane. It's a very small. It's intimate. It's like riding a roller coaster, and it's very good at carving in between tall buildings, like we will be seeing in Tokyo. Now, the first thing we're going to have to do is it's like 3 in the morning in the real world in Tokyo, but we're going to adjust it so that it's daytime because we want to see stuff. Like we'll be seeing the Tokyo Tower and the Tokyo Sky Tree, which is one of the tallest towers in the world. It's over 100. It's over 1,600 feet tall. It's amazing. So, and a lot of buildings, and maybe there's just stuff to see. So I want to get to that as quickly as we can. Now, More, you can see the screen there pretty well. You can see that picture, that plane there pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see.
Yeah, Drew. I don't know if you were here, but I just mentioned that Mistress Sports requested a Tokyo flyover, and it's a wonderful idea. So we're going to go on a little trip. As I mentioned, this plane is an experimental plane. It's very small, and but it's powerful, so it'll get you around. It's one of my favorite planes for sightseeing. Um, it's called a Quickie. It's called the Quickie Q200. And you'll see right away it's an unusual design that does not have a traditional tail or a rear elevator.
I just didn't want to come there while it's snowing and cold.
Ready for departing straight out at runway tree 4 right.
I know. Let me just the sound. Way too loud. We just want to be able to hear it, but we don't want it to be. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is notice that what time it is. In the actual world, it's 4:12 a.m. So the middle of the night. So we're going to go to, say, some nice time. Looks like there's clouds, but a little cloudy, but it's fine. This is what the plane looks like. So it doesn't have what you call a horizontal fin at the back there. As I mentioned, horizontal elevator. Instead, it has two independently acting wings that are ones that are offset from each other, and they both have flaps or air lawns on them. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we have parking brake turn off. We'll just push the throttle in, and the first thing you can see it sets up like horizontally like that, but it comes off the ground right away. It's a comfortable little plane. Now the only thing you got to be careful about this plane is it will want to go real high up, real fast. I'm gonna turn up the audio just a little bit.
Oh. Okay.
Hold on 1 second there. Oops. Yeah, it does do that. We're fine. We're fine. So change approved. Alright, so we're leaving Tokyo Tower. We're heading up this harbor here. We're going to go low to avoid these clouds. We're going to back off the engines here. And head in. So you head up the world famous Tokyo Harbor here. We're at the airport that's kind of close. And what the first thing we're going to see is it's kind of an industrial section. We're going to get through these clouds real quick. Hold on. I think. We'll see. We can adjust the weather too. If we need to, so we'll be able to see things. That's where we took off
dark.
from. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll get light. we're just gonna do that. Now, one of the cool things I found here is I'm looking at a Google map, so well, it'll sound like I know stuff about Tokyo. I don't know that much about it. Oops. See that? But up in the distance is the main city of Tokyo. But Tokyo is an enclave of about 20 cities that it captured over time. Chiyoda, Chuo, Minato, Shinjuku, Bukyo, Meguro, etc. There may be 50 cities, and some of them are quite like major cities in their own. At one point, they were independent cities. This little part here is interesting. It's the National Museum of Emerging Science here, and it's a very kind of modern building. And past these ports where they're obviously importing a lot of containers.
A lot of drugs, containers.
Tokyo. And that bridge up there is the world famous Rainbow Bridge. It's not, I don't know. Anyway, so right here would be like the museum there below is the Museum of Emerging Sciences. And then they have this really cool building here. This is the Museum of Maritime Technology. I just checked. And it looks like a cruise ship that's been built on the land. All right? Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Hello. No.
You see, but now we can't go in there. I want to go in there.
Well, you can't go in there, but watch this. Oops. I can get pretty close to it. So it's got like this observation tower, and there's a pool. There's several pools and like water features. It's a whole amusement area, and I think there's a pool on the ship as well. So you can imagine there's a lot of people there. I mean, that's about as good as, you don't want to get too close, but it's got the signage and stuff like that.
I want to see it.
It doesn't look cool, but it's not, it's obviously been designed for the ground and not the water, but it's a water.
Fine,
it's
we're going to Japan tomorrow, guys.
I know.
Actually.
And that's a tunnel that goes into the other side, by the way. There's a tunnel there. All right. No, it's really cool. I mean, it's amazing. There's a lot to see, I'm going to say. So now we're heading towards what's called the Rainbow Bridge, although you have to see it at night to really appreciate how lit it up it is. And right ahead of us is technically the main part of Tokyo. And I'm going to show you that we're going to fly over the beating heart of it. I love, if you've ever seen, there's like a famous, this is a really famous intersection because as you get off this bridge and you want to go this way, you have to go on this huge loop over the water. And at night, it's really impressive. So this is kind of the main waterfront highway zone here.
I'd be terrified driving.
Well, because you think of the number of people and how far it goes in all directions before you can get to any open space, really. But like many advanced cities in the world, you'll see like there's a huge population density. Now this area, by the way, was originally a canal. It has these canals built in, so you can boat around through them. And those were used for commerce, right? Fishing and things like that, for moving goods around.
So who needs to go to Venice? Japan's got it all.
No, Japan probably does have it all. I can't imagine anything they don't have in Tokyo. So this here is the what's it called? The Tokyo Tower, and just north of it is going to be kind of the main spiritual center of Tokyo. You could tell because it's a park. We're going to fly over that. This is the little tower, the Tokyo Tower. The big tower is the Sky Tree. You can see this empty, like in places like New York. They've got a Central Park where and they treat it, even though it's obviously right in the center where people would want to put a lot of these tall buildings. This is the National Diet Building, this white building ahead of us. That's where the Japanese Parliament meets. Right there, so that'd be the seat of Japanese government right there, and then across is this very spiritual park-like area. And by the way, there's the Imperial Hotel somewhere around here, and you can see in here it's like there's not a lot of people, there's not a lot of stuff, but there's this, I guess, kind of a Buddhist enclave right there. And this is right in the middle of the city, basically. We're right in the center of things right here. So we're going to head down this way. You see, there's a lot of also these canals that are obviously built for commerce. And we're going to head up to the Sky Tree, which is one of the tallest towers in the world. This I believe, is the main train station downtown Tokyo. Right there. And up, we're gonna head to the this to appreciate the Tokyo Sky Tree, which I believe is over 160 stories tall. It's over 1,600 feet tall.
It's a big building.
It's not just a big building. They got a lot of big buildings, and you can look in the distance, and you can see there's other parts of the city where there's other big buildings, like down there. Those are effectively other cities. The west is where most of the famous night scene, like where the electronics district would be in Shinjuku, and we're going to try to head over there. But you can also see some really amazing, unique architecture and open space areas among this extreme level of population density. Tokyo's 20 million people.
I was actually watching that tech guy. He went to like a Japanese tech store. Apparently, and like it was insane.
Look, that's supposed to kind of
It's
look
like
like a pagoda, like these like a modern interpretation of a pagoda, I think. Interesting. Okay. So we go out a little ways, and yeah, we're real low. We're a few hundred feet high. So the vast majority, we're going to go up so we can see the top part of this tower. Looking at what it looks like from the plane. I think it's been destroyed multiple times by multiple giant lizards. But they seem to rarely knock over these giant towers. This also has got to have an incredible view. I mean, how long? I don't, I mean, it's huge. This is really up here. Like, I'm at 900 feet, and it goes 700 feet above that. So tall. All right, so we're going to go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was just gonna say, are you gonna walk up all those stairs? We're not gonna use the elevator. We're just gonna walk up the stairs.
No, we're gonna cheat. We're gonna fly and then parachute in. I think wouldn't that be cool? But you can see it's kind of a little out of the major city. It's not really kind of in downtown. But we're gonna head towards this area west. West of this area is gonna be Chiyoda City, and then in the distance it's gonna be Shinjuku. But yeah, that's what it looks like. There's another kind of park-like area here. What is that? There's like, oh yeah, right. So these would be shrines. These kind of green areas here. There's always some kind of shrine in there.
Everyone's carrying on about the giant lizard.
Well, it's just something about the terrain there that leads to giant lizards. What's up? Because that's the Diet building over there. We're north of that. Yeah, I think this is... Where's the Tokyo Dome? Right ahead of us is something called the Tokyo Dome. Let's go. We're about halfway to Shinjuku. Shinjuku is one of those places you go at night. You take the train, you go at night, and everything's lit up. This is a day trip. We might see some of the signs, but I don't know. There's like another whole amusement area here with a dome. I'm sure there's some kind of sporting events, but you can also see there's a Ferris wheel and a roller coaster, and like those things where you drop from the heights and stuff like that. And so pretty cool looking recreational area down there. What are we heading west? To Shinjuku, and then we'll probably turn around back towards the main area. But again, the distance, there's all these where there's buildings were all originally independent cities that just got swallowed up by the urban growth.
I see a stadium.
There's quite a few. There's quite a few stadiums. There's one there. There was one behind. I think that's kind of a covered one behind us there. But I wanted to check out Shinjuku. I didn't check it out on my previous. I kind of did some tests, but I didn't check out this part of it. So that you can see there's some things as the Mode Gekuen Tower, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building. A lot of major government buildings are in this section over here in Shinjuku, and also. That is a copy of the we'll fly by it, but it's a copy of the Empire State Building in New York. you know, I think they have an Eiffel Tower somewhere that's almost full size, but I don't know. So where is the main? Is it like? But you see, these are some wild-looking buildings. This is some of the newer parts of Tokyo.
Someone's got a pool.
This is, yeah, I mean, I've never seen buildings that look like kind of these designs. They really go all out. Like that there. Got a whole plaza there. This building here is designed to look basically like the Empire State Building in New York, right in front of us here.
No. I see it.
Although probably not as tall, but it's not exactly the same, but you can kind of tell it's what they're trying to go for there. It's close. That's wild. Okay, and then yes, there's another, this is the sporting complex here, of one of many. But what sport? They love their baseball in Japan. So you can see the farther one there is baseball. I think the closer one
I
is
know
going
they
to be
also
soccer.
do play rugby.
Yeah,
They're
it could be
they just get other people to play for them.
that could be rugby, or that could be you know, football, soccer, and that is clearly baseball. There's several baseball fields. They love baseball, and I don't know what that is. They also love golf, but I don't think there's too many golf courses right in downtown area here. Which way we're heading south now? Okay, we're heading from south to Shinjuku. All right, so this way down here is Shibuya, which is another well-known area. I think there's something down here. What's that? Hold on. What does that say there? I'll check out this building here. This is the Yoyogi National Gymnasium. Oh, we gotta check that. I think I saw this before. I think it's like a silver. It's all silvery. It's like I'm not sure what the building is. I don't want to overspeed. Yeah, they call this the National Gymnasium, and it's also really wildly designed. And you can imagine these are big buildings, but you can see it's all glass. And it's kind of like, I don't know, is that like a fish or something? I'm not sure what they're trying to look like. Or sail, boats?
I don't know.
Isn't that a wild shape? You just don't know what that's supposed to be.
A hat? Oh no.
Could be all those. And in the distance, where we laugh, what's funny? Oh, somebody drew his name.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, this is an experimental plane, and they are really cool. I mean, the reason I picked this plane is it's extremely maneuverable. In fact, if you were actually flying this plane, you wouldn't have a good time because it'd be like a roller coaster. You'd be going up and down, up and down. It's not. It doesn't have great stability. Okay, I thought that was a sporting thing, but I don't know. Maybe that's a. I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's weird.
Okay, so Shibuya City. Okay, in the distance, that buildings. I think that's Yokohama, which is technically also. Hey, thanks for the follow. Also, another city. That's completely connected to Tokyo, part of the Tokyo, or you know, urban center. There's nothing. There's no non-city between them. Some kind of maybe a power generating station there. I'm thinking with that kind of smokestack. Yeah, definitely power generation of some kind. Wonder what kind. I always am interested in infrastructure.
There's so many buildings to look at, though.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, it's impressive to me that the technology handles that much unique architecture, you know, on the horizon, that many unique buildings. I mean, technically, there's level of detail control so that those distant buildings don't have the same number of polygons as the ones up close, but it's still pretty impressive, the simulation of thousands and thousands and thousands of buildings that just go forever and ever, and that is Tokyo. From the ground, I think there's a lot of urban canyon, you know what I mean, where you don't see a lot of sunlight. this is a path. We're going to go along a path of where the the train cars, the commuter train goes. Well, actually, we'll go up here. Go back to this tower on this little. What I mean is like is that you're seeing a lot of shadows. You're not really seeing a lot of other buildings if you're walking on a sidewalk. Right?
No. Also, they're so big. Like, what you looking at?
But again, yeah, from the air, it's just really impressive.
See, once again, like, how do you go to a place like this and experience everything? You're not gonna experience everything the first time around. How are you
Well,
gonna fit everything in?
yeah, certainly, and certainly not if you just try to do touristy things. I mean, I think the key is to try to, be there long enough where you can meet somebody or find somebody that you know that lives there and that can show you a little bit of what the culture is like, rather than just visiting the place. Try to experience the culture a little bit, and that's hard to do as a tourist unless you know somebody, or sometimes you can find services that will kind of hook you up with somebody that's a local. It's kind of like a tour guide.
Yeah. I really want to go to Tokyo Dtex.
But this is what it looks like. As I gotta say, I've flown around a lot of cities, and even when it comes to these small buildings, you really won't see anything else like this. I swear to God, this is a very unique city. Just hard to describe why. But one of the things obviously is the size, but even these small buildings are really just the place that Mazda. These buildings are just somehow uniquely Japanese. But I like this. Yeah, I like this plane. You can really get pretty close and low down.
I mean, I definitely want to go to Harajuku. But that's just because it's a fashion district. Woman things.
Well, I think it'd be wild to take the metro. To be able to kind of pop up, go down and underground, and pop up at some place. What's that say?
Yeah.
So yeah, this would be like what they call a shrine, which I mean, you could probably visit, but you'd have to have reservations or whatever. But you can see how pretty that is in the middle of that lake there. And, the quiet. I think they have like quite a few of them around. All right, well, let's see. Is there anywhere else to see that's like a real, um, anywhere that's nearby that's like an actual point of view?
Best way to describe it?
Like your bus stops where subways. So that's an interesting way of putting it. Go, interesting, very interesting.
I think, yeah, I think we've got that here. Fuck, what's our one called?
I feel like that's somebody who has some experience.
Yeah, no,
But as I
look,
say,
what's our one called?
the scary thing would be getting lost. But I think these days you got a phone or something with cellular that has GPS, you're gonna know where you are. But you can imagine being lost in here and not knowing anybody and not knowing where you are, not being able to describe where you need to go, kind of thing, a foreign language. And yeah, I mean, I think it could get kind of dicey. Situations could get dicey. But these days you got a phone and you could probably translate things. And is this building over here?
Oh, ours is called My City Bus. But it's the same thing. You get into like a little bus station, and that's how you get on and off the buses.
I'm also kind of keeping track of all the places that say H on the roof because you can land a helicopter there, and I do enjoy doing urban helicopters. Like there's a green spot there. What is this? Some kind of gardens and a fancy kind of European style house, copper roof, and a huge park in the back. Interesting. Oh no, that was the I think we already flew over that. Some kind of
Yeah, D-Tex, yeah, I get it. It's the same as my city. Yeah, you have to get on and off 50 buses before you get to your destination. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it that you can see. Lots of buildings, lots of very unique buildings, um, lots of these towers. These are definitely huge buildings. What is this big?
Okay, now land the plane and we go walk around.
Yeah, we are gonna land the plane, but basically just because I want to fly the Rainbow Bridge a little bit, and then we're gonna land back where we took off from.
But I want to walk around.
I know. Me too. Me too. It's a beautiful day for that. You can see definitely lots of stuff to do. I was especially impressed by the stuff they have on that waterfront where they have those museums. And that's also near the outer market, they call it. The Tsukiju outer market. You know, the other thing I think that they have in Asia that they don't have a lot of other places are these night markets that you go pretty late at night, and they have lots of food. And it's like after 10 p.m. kind of stuff, and you know, get
That's
all these.
amazing. That's when I want to eat after 10 p.m. when
I know.
everything's
Well,
closed.
I just think but as a tourist, you'd probably be like jet lagged. You'd be wide awake at 11 p.m. You'd be like, "Can we get some food?" And you go to the night market, and it's full of people and stuff. So, but they don't have those. Those are just kind of very uniquely Asian. I think
I'd
at
be
night
going back.
it's kind of lit up in a rainbow way, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's just blue. I don't know.
Yeah, there's 7-Eleven. I miss 7-Eleven.
So you can see this whole basically this whole peninsula is kind of a which is all reclaimed
How
land.
does Hiroshima look today?
I know, really. It's fine. It looked fine just a few years after the 50s. By the way, they have some. We could fly over it, but there's not much to see there from the sky. I mean, Tokyo is more impressive. It's a pretty big Ferris wheel, so I assume there's like other stuff there.
What's good food there, D-Tex? Because my one issue about going to Japan is the food, because I'm not a big fish fan. And I know that they're really big on their fish.
You can see these colorful buildings are obviously. This is that night market, I think. It's down in there. Or a market. But you see, this is where that. We're getting framing again. This is where that. I don't blame it. I mean, a lot of stuff at low level here. The Maritime Museum is, and then down here, the actual Museum of Emerging Technologies, which I always think is a cool name.
See, now I just want to go inside all these buildings.
Well, you'd have to make it a lifetime goal to go inside all the buildings in Tokyo.
Maybe, why can't Google Maps just add like an integration where I can see? I guess I can walk around the streets on Google Maps, but that's about it.
What does this say here?
I don't like sushi or fish. So.
This here is Uminomori Park. But it's
I think
temporarily
it's because I
closed.
really want to like Japanese food, but I don't even like mochi, and everyone likes fucking mochi.
I like all
I don't
Japanese
even like
food.
fucking mochi.
Mochi's not my favorite, but I rarely have had. Check out the design of this cool bridge. They do have the other thing that they have a lot of architecture-wise is in Japan is really unusual, unique bridges. So you can see this is a kind of a steel and trestle bridge that you won't see. It's a beautiful design too.
You see, but they do really well in engineering and stuff because even though their bridges are odd, they still get built and they still work, unlike ours.
Well, and I mean, obviously they don't just get, they spent a little extra money to make a very beautiful design there. All right, where's the airport? It's just down here. It's right here. It's on
Okay,
this
see,
peninsula.
we make half a bridge because it doesn't line up.
Yeah, no, they don't do that. They're not going to do that. All right, we're going to head to the airport, which is literally a 3-minute flight here. We're going to say goodbye to Tokyo. From the distance, it's hard to tell if it really has much of a skyline because there's so many buildings. And there's, it's really hard to tell. But one of the interesting thing about this plane is it does not have, the landing gear doesn't come down. It's always there. So there's little wheels on the bottom. So you don't have to extend the landing gear.
The wheels in the bus go round.
And it's a small plane. It's really tiny. But I land it all the time. Usually I don't have too much of a problem.
It kind of looks funny. It looks cute. Yeah, the thing is, I'll eat the ramen, probably, but I don't want to just eat ramen every day. And curries. Okay, well, I do like a good curry, but I have a feeling their curry is going to be different to an Indian style curry, which I'm not sure if I'm gonna necessarily enjoy.
We ran out of gas, and I don't know how to turn the transfer on, the tank transfer on. I have the pump on. Oh well.
Oh no, I've always said that about Japan. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I've always said that about Japan. I love that they have like a hard work ethic, but they are respectful people.
I know. Okay, so what happened was here, by the way, at the end of the flight, was this plane. We did it. What we did there was a John Denver. This plane has 2 fuel tanks, and it does not automatically transfer fuel from one tank to the other. You have to manually turn on the pump. So it has a left tank and a right tank, and we ran the left tank dry. And just at the end there, I realized I should have my pump on because that will pump gas from the right tank to the left tank, which was dry. But we had plenty of gas in the right tank. We had half a tank. In other words, we had half of our supply. So, but
So it delayed. You killed me.
we are both dead. Yes, but yes. But the good thing is that is a very typical end of my flight simulators. Like maybe 80% of the time something goes wrong at the end. So what are you going to do? And I like that because otherwise there's no danger of messing up. And a lot of the planes have automatic fuel systems, and a lot of planes have these manual fuel systems. And if you don't monitor the fuel, which I was not doing, you can easily do what we just did, which is fail to put on the transfer pump in time to put enough gas into the left tank to restart the engine, which is what I was trying to do there. But no, because I was too late to turn the transfer on, there just wasn't enough in the left tank, which is the only place the engine draws gasoline from. So, but it's fun. We're not. We're okay. We'll be okay in the long run. But we did die. We did. It was a fitting end, really, to our Tokyo trip. I thank you for. I hope that was interesting to you. It's so interesting to me to see cities like that from the air and think you can go anywhere in the world.
Yes. I wanted to see Tokyo.
I would like to someday as well, but obviously we both know it's expensive. Yeah, it wasn't suicide; it was an accidental death of the both of us. Okay, it was a John Denver. Literally, John Denver died because he did not. He ran again. He did not turn his auxiliary fuel tank on. Now he's dead, kind of thing. So very.
I told you were going to end up killing me during this.
There's a lot of stuff to be thinking about, during landing and where's the flaps and oh yeah, did I remember to put the auxiliary fuel pump on? No, I didn't. The only way is you can hear the engine start sputtering out. Yeah, exactly. The flight is expensive, but because the yen is not strong, meaning the dollar is strong compared to the yen compared to how it used to be years ago, the actual things like food and you can get a cheaper hotel if you don't want to stay at a 5-star hotel. Everything else is cheaper than it used to be. Obviously, it's more expensive than South Africa because of
I was saying it's not cheap for me.
but it's cheaper for Americans because of the strong dollar than it used to be. It used to be a very expensive destination, and Tokyo is still an expensive destination. But if you want to go to Japan and go to other places, especially, it's going to be a lot cheaper because Tokyo is like the New York of Japan, so everything's gonna be super expensive there. Yeah, well, there you go. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
Canada also has a strong currency. I'm South African.
That's
We
right.
poor.
No, you need you need to get some dollars first, but then, but yeah, from my point of view, it's a more attainable. There's a more attainable trip destination than it used to be when I was like 20 years ago. It was just would have been way too expensive. But yeah, I'd like to go. And as I say, yeah, you could see you could be walking around all day and you're just gonna never see the same thing twice, and there's gonna be a lot of stuff to see. It's never gonna be boring. Mind on the fly. You're talking about the flaps. Yeah, flaps, right? Flaps. Boy, that really is a stretch. That's really a stretch. Flaps. Airplane flaps on the plane. Flaps on their aerodynamic surfaces. Yeah, all right. The no stuff. Yeah, like a meal, 1,000 yen, and that's $10 or less, right? So
Yeah,
it's
180 rand is like basic South African prices, I would say. I mean, not for a whole
yeah,
meal. I
no,
guess I'm thinking with tip and like
I'd say America's more
it's like South
expensive.
African pricing.
Yeah, I'd say America's more expensive then. Huh. Well, anyway, I really had a nice time. I'm not gonna. It's getting late there in South Africa. I know you got your Friday night. You probably want to get ready to go and stuff like that. And I also want to get ready with my Friday. So it's okay that we just had a nice little 35 or 40 minute flyover of Tokyo, which is kind of my typical mission anyway. If there's unless you want to stay around and fly more, or there's something you want to do, let me know. I'd be happy to stick around for a while.
Trying to think of a good place to see. I just knew I wanted to see Tokyo. Egypt, maybe.
Would you like to see the pyramids?
Yes, the pyramids.
It's
Show me the
it's
pyramids.
very easy. They're right here.
Bobby, that's so true. Because apparently they get very passionate about their karaoke. I would get so kicked out.
We're gonna set as departure. We're gonna fly. It's due west. It's very close. I've done this in an ultralight too.
Well, Dtex, I also want to go to Harajuku, but like I said, that's for the fashion district. So like,
And we'll change it to
kind of
daytime.
need to go there.
I don't know what the weather is, but we'll change it. Yeah, it's an impressive destination. It's one I really enjoy going to. The Giza. It's very. You can see it's so different. 1,000. It's only $7. That's what I'm saying. It used to be just not that long ago that would have been $10, and now it's $7, which is a big difference. Yeah. So yeah, the yen is not very strong, or the dollar is very strong compared to the yen. Okay, it looks like a lovely day. Okay.
I mainly just want to go there to see the fashion, yeah, because they've got like interesting fashion trends.
Okay, and it's due west of us, I believe.
Dtex, I need all this information. So I probably won't buy anything in Japan because, well, yeah. I love how I'm saying this like I'm going.
Okay. So Giza is a suburb of Cairo, which is there, that direction. Oops. Get my trim under control here.
See,
and it looks.
I hate when people.
Go ahead.
Oh. I hate when people stereotype like South Africa as like us living in the bush, but I stereotype Egypt so much to the point where like I just imagine it as like sand and the pyramids.
Well, it does have those, yes, but it's also it has a pretty impressive, you know, city life culture. There's the Nile, the whole Nile River, which is that I believe part of it is you know, got a lot of commerce and farming. But you could basically say there's the multiple. There's the three main and the little, and there's a little one. There's a total of four, I think. And we're also going to fly right over the Sphinx.
Yay.
We don't want too much altitude, so we can see the Sphinx. It's not
I've
that
been
big.
having weird Egypt dreams.
Really?
That's why I picked this.
It's pretty flat. You know what I mean? I mean, there's some hills, but there's not a lot of mountainous terrain in this area of the world.
Well, this is what Johannesburg looks like, except the air is dustier and brown.
Well, yeah, you could see the how it's very dusty that direction where the city is. So the thing is, yeah, there's two tanks. There's a left tank and a right tank, and you can see it sucking from the left tank. Also, if we could have conserved fuel by making sure our mixture was not at 100% after takeoff. Okay, so I'm going to do this little active pause thing over the Sphinx.
I've been having weird Egypt dreams.
Really?
So I don't know, Bobby. I don't know. Yeah, it's so hard for me because I've said this, like people are like move to Dubai and I'm like I don't want to move there because like it's very strict on women. I just don't want to have like those restrictions.
So I've frozen. We're in active pause, so we've frozen the plane. This is about how close you can get to this model of the Sphinx. Pretty good, really.
I love how it makes it look so small, but it's not. It's huge.
Well, yeah. Well, it is. But yeah, you have to get kind of close to it to appreciate how, you know, be down there, you know, because you'd be like this big, right?
I'd be tiny. I've seen photos next to the Sphinx. Like I'd be
That's what it
tiny.
looks like to the people. It's like, whoa. But it's interesting. The rock formation probably underneath it, like this part was probably natural, and then they added the head and sculpted it, right? You know, you heard that theory that there's these sphinx-like rocks. Where are we, by the way? Oh, get back to the plane before it falls out of the sky. We'll be fine. Just gotta push a button. So you can see there's also kind of a tourist center there. That's that building over there. We're gonna fly around it. We'll fly around a bunch of times.
I can imagine. I mean, this is the main tourist destination.
You're not. I think you're. You know, you're supposed to. Normally, you take tourist buses there, and you don't park yourself, but they bus you in, and that's where you'd be. So that's the smallest one here. And these, by the way, were considered tests. They were testing the best way to build pyramids. Those three there, they never completed them, but they were used as experiments, they believe. And many pyramids, by the way, there's evidence of many pyramids that they built that fell down before they could be completed because they had the wrong angle or they had the wrong building technique, and they finally came on this one. After a lot of experimentation, they didn't know right away that this was the way to do it. You know what I mean? And the Cheops is that one, of course. You can see how it still has different layers from the construction. And the other one, less still famous. Oops.
They're humongous.
Yeah, they're just big. They're just big, and keeping in mind how this plane is quite small.
Did I let you go inside?
Yeah, we could go inside. The interesting thing is, if I don't think these models do have the interiors of they aren't modeled on the interior, because we could use that look around feature to go inside, check it out.
Yeah, I could imagine because obviously you have to pay to go in.
We'll find out. You'll see when you go inside a building model. it becomes transparent. There's nothing on the inside. I think. It doesn't have any interior, but I haven't tried it, so yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine that they let you see for free. Yeah.
Well, that's
I can
interesting. It
imagine
does
they
not
wouldn't
really
let
let you
see.
go in even with this camera. Yeah, interesting. Okay. I thought you could, because I know you can go into skyscrapers, but I wonder if this is effectively a solid building, right? Not a skyscraper. Because you can go through skyscrapers with this camera. There's the, like, I can probably go into the building, this building that represents the, yeah, see, I can go in here and you can see it's a transparent building, right? But it doesn't let me go inside the pyramid. It just, oh, wait a minute. You can still kind of see it on the inside. Anyway, the point is, no. It doesn't have interior features, but I'm not surprised. It's still a very,
Yeah,
very
no.
detailed exterior model, that's for sure. Oops.
Yeah. Obviously, like you pay to go inside, so they're not gonna like
Yeah, no, not
allow
everyone's going to go inside. Going to get to go inside. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it would be cool to go, but then you go and you're like, okay, I saw these, magnificent 3,000-year-old structures.
Is there a way through VR yet that like you could like pay a slight fee and like see things?
The only thing I know of like that was where it was a VR version of the Titanic that they have been made that that you can tour the Titanic entirely in VR. But I think
I mean,
it's paid. So
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, museums could still make money off of it. They could just charge you to view it in the VR.
maybe yeah. But that's the thing. Other than these big pyramids and the Sphinx, that's what it is. It is what it is. And ultimately, it's just it's a big pile of rocks. Come on.
Mm.
I'm just saying, it's not the first destination I'd want to go. I mean, in real life, I'd go a lot of places first.
Yeah, no, I definitely would want to go to Japan, like in general, but there's just so much to Japan because you can go to one of those smaller like towns and you can experience like their spirituality and like they've got like these little like islands off of their island that like you can rent like a bicycle and it's like abandoned and you can like bike around. It's so cool. But there's so much to do there. It's like, what do you even do? Oh, I forgot to send you a video of my shed. I'm sorry. Not bad. Pyramid. Are we gonna fall out the sky again?
Yeah, possibly. Well, at least I turned on I'm watching our fuel supply, so I'm currently pumping from the right tank to the left tank, so we should be fine for a while.
Don't kill me twice in one day, please.
I know. I'll tell you what, we're gonna land. Oh, I'll show you. It's gonna be easy. You can land anywhere. You don't need a runway. We're gonna land right in front of the pyramids and we'll go for a walk. We're gonna land here. I'll show you what we're gonna do. We got plenty of gas. We're not gonna stall out. We're just gonna turn around here. Try not to smash here. Oh yeah, we're not gonna be able to land there. We'll land to the side. This side here. I like that's flat right there. Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
Or carjacking one. I mean, carjacking's very representative of South Africa, actually. Sadly. Don't leave your car doors unlocked, please. I beg of you. Because most of the carjackings happen because you stop at a red light and you're an idiot who left your car door unlocked. But you also got to be unlucky that someone's opening your car door. Well, it's unlocked.
Hold on. Can't get out until we open the thingy. There we go. Doors open. We can go for a walk right there, you know.
Oh, I think that's more Northern Africa, DTEX. They do kind of do that with Uber drivers here in South Africa, though, because there's a whole gang thing between taxis and Ubers. So yeah, the taxi drivers do that with the Uber drivers, but they won't just do that for a
Where are
civilian.
we anyway? Yeah, it's not.
I play. It actually looks kind of funny. What does it look?
What's
It
a
looks
funny
like an
look?
animation.
I mean, it's based on a real experimental plane, but it's a very unusual looking plane because it's got that. It's called Dragonfly because of that long tail, this pointy
I
tail.
swear I've seen this in like an animation though.
Geez, I look good.
Wow.
Oops, I can't get back.
What do I look like?
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not in this one, but yeah, you look like
So I'm
something
just
else.
an empty seed. I'm a ghost. Or are you crazy and imagining me?
We're both pretty crazy, I think.
Hey, you made me crazy. I'm imaginary. That's on you.
Turn off the engine there. Wild. Well, is there anywhere else you want to go? Is there any other destinations? I mean, that's that's pretty much what it looks like. I'm guessing.
Hmm.
Go anywhere in the world.
I like can't think of anything.
Europe, somewhere in Europe, Asia, India, U.S., South America.
India would be interesting.
Yeah, but,
I've already been to South Africa.
well, yeah, I know that.
Both IRL and with the plane. Oh, Germany! Show us
Germany.
Bobby's house.
All right, Germany. Germany is going to be pretty close to France.
Show us Bobby's house.
Well, what part of Germany? For example, how close is he
Oh,
to
shit.
Frankfurt?
I actually do know. It's on my phone
Or
though, and my
Cologne?
phone is my
Or
camera.
Dusseldorf? Or Paderborn? Or is he Stuttgart? Or is he Munich? Or is he
Fuck.
Hanover, Brunswick? Is he Bonn? Is he in
Some small ass place.
Lindsbrook? That must be Switzerland. Frankfurt, Heidelberg.
Nah, that's where I was. That was horrible.
Mannheim, Würzburg, Stuttgart.
Okay, I don't know.
Zurich, Switzerland. That's part of Switzerland.
Okay. I can't remember. I haven't saved. Oh, Kaiserslautern.
How do you spell that?
Kaiserslautern.
What is it near? Is it near a major town? Ramstein Air Base. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I think I know. That's Berlin, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Kaiserslautern.
Hold on. I'm looking it up in Google Maps here. Oh yeah, it is Kaiserslautern, which is, let's see, that's a pretty major town. Okay. Kaiserslautern compared to...
I don't know why I remembered that, but I was just like, I know this name for some reason, so that's
Okay,
where we're
southwest
going.
of Frankfurt. We're gonna
Oh,
find
Bobby says he lives
Kaiserslautern.
near Ramstein.
Okay, here is Ramstein Air Base. We'll be taking off from there.
So I got it.
Yeah, you did. You're
I
right.
got it.
Um,
Because he literally said Ramstein Air Base, and I didn't even know that that was there.
we'll take off in this.
Kaiserslautern.
Just from the.
See, my memory picked it up last second.
And we'll change it to daytime so we can see what we're doing. So yeah, so it's southwest of Frankfurt, and east of Luxembourg, north of Strasbourg, south of Bonn and Cologne. Germany it is. Again, yeah, these are all different. The cool thing is you go anywhere and everywhere. It's just so different. It's like the variety of things you could see. Just take a different plane for a change. Load that up.
Ramstein Tower KENSH 9er ready at runway 26 departing straight.
Okay, first thing let's do is make it daytime. Because it's naturally 9:06 p.m. there. Ooh, it looks like it's kind of rainy.
Oh, as per usual. This is what Germany always looks like. When is Germany ever nice looking?
We'll change it to nice weather, just so that because you want to see things. So I'm switching to nice weather. This is not what it looks like. Oh, we got to put our wings out.
It's never what it looks like.
Damn it, where are my wings? Generator wings, thank you. Cannot fly unless you unfold your wings, which they do. This is a carrier-based plane, so that's why the wings fold like that. But we're not a carrier. Okay. And what about our parking brakes are off? And we slowly remove ourselves from the ground. Bring our they're slowly going up these French landing gear.
Yeah, except Captain, imagine it gray and dark all the time.
I know. So it'd be raining dark there. So, let's see. Ramstein Air Base is southwest of Kaiserslautern, or it's close. This is kind of what the terrain looks like. Or it's west, so we're going to go head east. So we're making a turn, and we're going to head east. It's really loud. Turn this down a little bit more.
Telling you that's why everyone in that airport was so fucking moody. Because it's so depressing. Just at the gray sky all the time.
So yeah, this is a very famous, Ramstein Air Force Base, very famous U.S. base in Western Europe. So the city of Kaiserslautern is in fact here. It's kind of, here, I'll show you. We'll be in there in a second. It's not, what do you call it, a city compared to what we just saw, I don't know.
It's a tiny little town.
So we took off, but then we took off heading east, so we're turning around to head west. All that's about. And we're on the 6th highway. I don't know what that is. It must be a river or some kind.
It's also so flat. I know it's got like some like mountains, but like it still looks so flat in comparison to like Cape Town.
Yeah, you can see there's some mountains that direction there, you know? And it's kind of hilly that direction. But it's not, yeah. But you can see there's like these very European-like buildings. House structures.
We also have that in some areas like Tilburg.
And as I mentioned, we're heading towards downtown Kaiserslautern, and this is it. Right around here.
It looks so pretty when there's sun.
I'm probably pretty all the time. Just can't really see it from the air when it's raining.
I don't know, when I was flying over Germany, it just looked so depressing. And then when I landed and everyone was rude, and I was just like, this is depressing. I want to leave.
And then as we head further east, the road kind of goes north towards the Frankfurt area, or south in that direction. Sorry. Let's talk to her. There you go.
9 Tower, KENSH 9er frequency change.
And that's it. That's what it looks like. That's what a moderately small town in Germany is going to look like. And it's not really surrounded by a lot. But I want to see if we could find, like, there must be some kind of stadium, you know? Some kind of something physical like that.
No, it's just a small town. It's just a small town.
Yeah, I think I see it. All right. We got to have somewhere to play football.
Bobby, do you play football? I mean soccer. I mean football. I don't know.
Yeah, so you can kind of tell if there's like a school or university. It's probably like a grounds that looks like that. Definitely soccer fields. A pretty big stadium where people could watch. And then I noticed this tower on the distance. I want to check it out a little bit better. Wonder whether it's I don't know what it is. Just a tower.
You think we were getting lizard jokes and stuff before?
I have flown around Hong Kong. It's nearly as impressive as Tokyo. Yes, I've flown around most major cities. Yeah. You want to see Hong Kong?
Yeah.
It's not like this. I don't know if this is. It almost looks like a tower with people living in it, but no, it couldn't be. Right in the middle of nowhere like that. Maybe it might be a water tower. Okay.
What is that tower, Bobby?
Yeah, really. There's a big tower.
Oh, apparently you flew over his old school.
I did fly over his old school. Okay, there you go. It's probably the main school there. The main, you know.
Well, yeah, it's a small little town in comparison to like other places. How many options of schools were there, Bobby, too?
Just spin your globe around until you think you know where it is. Unfortunately, I'm good at geography. Otherwise, it might take a while to find Hong Kong. But it is.
I was good at geography, but we didn't just do
Right here.
geography as one. We did like geology in geography. So like a lot of geography for us was like rivers and like rock formations. You don't recommend? Why don't you recommend it? What's wrong? What happened there? What was the issue?
And again, we're going to switch it today, though.
The people can come off as rude. Well, my issue with Germany was not that the people came off as rude, was the fact that I was asking them for help because my ticket didn't have the gate number printed and it was only my ticket. And I was running around asking everyone for help because it's my first time traveling, and all the people working there refused to help me. Just straight up refused. The one chick threatened to put people in prison for asking for help, and I was just like, I just want to go home. So that wasn't coming off as rude. They were just rude.
Tower KENSH 9er at runway tree 1 ready for departure, departing straight out.
I didn't think they treated you like that. I think they thought I was from the UK. I feel like that's just a commonality in Europe. They think you're from the UK, they treat you trash.
By the way, this plane comes with a dog and a cat, by the way, which is kind of fun.
A dog and a cat.
Yeah, there's a dog and a cat there.
That's cute.
And it's this plane is specifically designed for sightseeing because it has this huge, like a bubble-sized area. I mean, you can see everywhere. So you can see right away, this airport is a city airport. You're not, you don't fly to the city from this airport. You're in the city from this airport. And literally everything around you is, we're going to show, but everything around you is a item of interest, according to this at least.
DTEX, I asked like 6 people that worked there, and none of them wanted to help me. And then I just asked one of the people that I had flown with, and they were like, well, I'm going to this gate number, so maybe you just come to this one too. And I got lucky. I got lucky.
So as I mentioned, in Asia, there are these very famous night markets, street markets. One of them is, in fact, they called out there. That one right there, right in front of us there. It says something. Where does it say? Temple Street Night Market. So it's not going to look like much from the air, but the point is, it's a place to go at night and get all sorts of delicious street food, which I just think sounds like such a fun thing. That is it's very Asian. This is Keong's Park here.
I love the idea of street food.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It'd be right there.
I mean, we do kind of have that. I mean, I guess you guys do too if you want to like include like food trucks and stuff. It's not the same.
Victoria Harbor, very famous. This is kind of some of the main parts. You see some unusual looking architecture there, like a building you could fly through. And we're going to head. This is kind of what you think of as the Hong Kong skyline. It says Hong Kong observation wheel. I don't really see the wheel though. I wonder if I didn't pay for that. If that costs extra, because there should be a big Ferris wheel right there. And these buildings are deceptive, especially the ones that are on the water. These are like 100-story buildings. And then it's amazing how they build buildings, not just a lot of them, but also way up on these hills to get extra view. I just think some of these hill driving things, some of these getting to and from some of these buildings must be, treacherous. Let me just put it that way. And then a very famous piece of Hong Kong architecture. We're going to actually do a little canyon diving here. Oh, we're going to check out this building over there in a second. But this is also famous. Down here, I can't remember the name of this building. This is one of the 10 biggest buildings in the world, I think. What's it called? Does it have a name? And then this here, I think, is like a theater and opera center, I think. Like, yeah.
Very pretty.
Like the Sydney Opera House kind of sticks out. I think it's equivalent of that, but I'm not sure. That is quite a building. Okay, let's head out this way. I want to show you this one. It's called the High Cliff. It's probably one of these. It's a residential building with very expensive $1 million apartments in it. But yeah, again, the density is almost as high as Tokyo, but the fact that it's built right up against these hills makes Hong Kong a very unique city. You really can't confuse it for anything else. And how they build these tall buildings kind of high off the ground, as opposed to just being sitting on the thing. This is a really wild building. It's kind of got 2 towers, and you can see there's like it's a wild building. And there's a swimming pool or something in between there. I don't know.
It's like the Twin Towers here. We call them the tampon. I mean, not twin, the tampon towers. We've got the tampon towers.
But then,
That's
yeah,
what
it goes
we call
down a long way this way and all the way down there. It's an impressively gigantic community. And again, I mean, you go visit it. You know, you might find a few things you're going to see, but you're not going to see everything because it's just too much. But if I were going to go, I would definitely want to check out that building, which I think is some kind of, center of the arts. I don't know if it's nice or not, but it is massive. It is probably pretty nice. I mean, Asian cities I've heard are pretty nice. Would be something of the stars. Yeah, somebody get to say something. Avenue of the Stars. Okay, I don't know what that means. Oops. All right, well, that's it for today. We went too fast. We died again. We overspeeded and tore the wings
I was
off.
killed twice in one day.
I know. Well, that's the thing. It's a dangerous, dangerous game. That people don't appreciate how scary this game should be. It should be most of the time. But that's gonna. I think we'll have to end it there. That was fun. But listen, if you want to go for sightseeing tours again, I am more. This is basically what I do every day. So you're always welcome to come along, and that way you can pick. Because I've been everywhere, so I'm a little blasé about going to some of these places. But you have seen them, and so so yeah. So basically, for that one, I had the engines. I was losing speed. I overspeeded. I exceeded the ability of the plane to handle that speed, and it's destroyed. It's not good. So that's another way in which I typically die in Flight Simulator. I mean, you can run into a building, which I don't do that often. You can stall out because you ran out of fuel, like we did earlier, and you can overspeed and rip your wings off, like we just did right now. It's really fun. Yeah, no, we've flown over Cape Town before. We've actually done a previous flyover of Cape Town in the helicopter. We flew up to the top of Table Mountain, landed there, and then came back down and flew down to the unused Air Force base down there. But I'm more than happy to fly around Cape Town all the time. It's actually a lovely trip. It's always a fantastic trip. The Cape Town doesn't look like Hong Kong, but it is nestled up against some hills where there's buildings up that are high up that can overlook the city. So it does have that. And it's just a really cool piece of geography. So Cape Town would be a great place to go. But I don't think we should do it anymore. I think we basically I think we've hit our we've run out of our luck. The skies are not friendly today for us.
Yeah. That Air Force base is now just used for rich people to land their planes.
Oh, perfect. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, the Guptas land there. There's a whole history about the Guptas in South Africa. Must be nice.
Well, I'm always tickled to be able to show off some of these places. And again, it's fun. To me, the fun part is knowing that you can misfly the plane and kill yourself. You know what I mean? That you really have to try to put some skill into it. And what I wasn't doing wasn't I was trying to impress you, so I wasn't properly looking at the airspeed.
Yeah, but I feel like you'd focus more if your life was actually in
Absolutely.
danger.
Oh, of course. But that's the thing about the simulator is it's training you a little bit about some situations that if you were actually a real pilot, you'd want to deal with. And you have to understand that losing concentration while flying a plane, even for a very short period of time, and especially a helicopter, planes too, can be fatal, right? Unlike a car where you can probably look around in your back seat and try to find your your Snickers bars for a second, you probably won't crash. But in a plane, it's a really bad idea. So yeah, it helps simulate the idea that if you're a pilot, you really need to be on top of things.
Ken, before I leave, what were your favorite South African snacks?
Wow. Well, they were all good. I liked some of those like the flavored little crisp crackers. I can't remember exactly what they are. Not all the
Oh,
flavors.
cheddars.
The barbecue flavored ones were really quite good. And some of the
Ah,
stuff that's chocolate is what some of the chocolates were really good. It's like there was like a Cadbury or something in there, and that's very high quality. It's just like high quality than the typical U.S. snacks.
Yeah, so Cadbury is like our middle of the road, like cheap chocolate.
Oh no, that would be very high end chocolate here. That would be considered super expensive, fancy stuff here. Absolutely. So yeah, you
Yeah, no,
get
our
some good
fancy
snacks.
stuff we buy very special occasions. I was not going to include that because I was like, oh, that's pricey. Like that stuff is very expensive. Like I don't ever buy it myself.
No, it's
So the cheddars and the chocolate. So
yes.
you don't like biltong?
The biltong, I'm not it was good. It was better than, the equivalent kind of jerky. It was definitely way better than the kind of equivalent that we might buy in a store that you kind of unwrap in a plastic thing. And it was way better than that. But I'm not a fan of that kind of food.
Oh.
It's just things of
For
that.
meat lovers.
Yeah, it's for me. I like meat, but I'm just not a fan of kind of cold meat. You know what I mean? Cool, like cold cuts or cold meats. Like unless it's in a sandwich or something, I wouldn't just eat like
So
a
then
stick
you'll
of
probably
meat.
like the hard sticks more. So I didn't want to get the hard sticks because most people don't like them, but they're my favorite.
Oh, okay.
But it's like a task to eat them though.
But that's what I'm saying. Either way, yeah. If it's too much of a task to eat it, I'm like, but I do like meat. I mean, I eat meat all the time.
Oh, I love biltong. Okay, have a good night,
You
Ken.
have a great night too. Thank you for joining me, and I'm hoping. Let's see. Tomorrow is Saturday. Are you streaming tomorrow?
yeah, I should be. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stream until Wednesday. Last streaming day would be Tuesday.
Oh well, then I'll see you then, and I'll probably be doing my regular stream tomorrow with some Flight Simulator and then playing some music. So, but then I just want to mention to anybody here that we're both planning on streaming on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, right? I will be playing music. I'm going to be playing music without a microphone, Christmas music tunes. On both days, so I invite you if you see me streaming live to restream me or restream the audio, as background audio if you'd like. You're welcome to do that.
We might actually be live at a similar time
Right.
because I'm gonna do Christmas, well, at least on Christmas Day, because I'm gonna do Christmas lunch and then only am I gonna stream.
Yeah, so it might be streaming later for you. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
start
So I'm
right around the time that I started today. So yeah, like right around
so I might be
11.
streaming later Christmas Day, so I might
Yeah.
end up being able to do that.
Yeah. So I was just thinking cool. Like if you can just have my audio on in the background of your stream or something. You don't have my picture or anything, but it'd be cool if I could, I'll just be playing the piano and not talking. So I'm looking forward to it for some reason though. Just kind of having an end of year performance kind of thing. So
Yeah.
don't
It's like
normally
an
do
end
that.
of year concert. We used to do that with guitar.
Yeah, something like that. All right, well, I'll let you go. I had a great time. Technically, things seem to work. We did have a new update of the program, and since then, it did not do some of the bad stuff that it was doing before in terms of just having terrible times with jitters and frame rates. So I'm thinking they are back to improving things and not adding new bugs. But we'll have to see. That's the thing with Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's kind of a work in progress, and it'll probably never be finished,
Okay, bye bye.
Bye, everybody. See you guys next time.